guys, today I wanted to do a video on, this is just a drive-by video, gripes, pipes, whatever you want to say. And the bottom line, guys, is what is the best home defense automatic gun? Okay, home defense. Okay, is it a 22 short? Is it a 22 long rifle? Is it a 22 Magnum? Is it like a 380? Is it a 357? It is a 9mm. Is it or 357 SIG? You know, is it 9mm? Is it 40 Smith and Wesson? Is it 45 ACP? You know, is it a 50 caliber? What is the best round for home defense? And that's what I kind of like to cover this, because everybody's got a different idea of it. Let's face it, there's a few, in my opinion. Well, first of all, any gun is better than no gun. Okay, but right now we're just talking about automatics. Automatics, I would probably, for home defense, for me, probably would be a minimum of like a 380 and up. But any gun is good. You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of weapon. So if you go to a 380, and that's a small round, it's kind of marginal. You know, if somebody has a lot of heavy clothing on, it gets hit by that, you know, the bullet might not even, limited penetration. A 9mm would be a better suggestion. They make some good hollow point bullets. You want to go with a hollow point bullet rather than a full metal jacket bullet, because a full metal jacket bullet has a tendency to over penetrate. If you go with a fragnable, like a fragible, whatever it's called, a bullet that explodes on contact, or a hollow point, which is meant to mushroom and transfer most of the energy into the mass it hits and stop, you're a little bit better. And that's in any caliber you get. But 9mm is probably about the minimum. Then you would go into, let's say, your 40 Smith & Wesson. That's not a bad round either. 40 Smith & Wesson, a little expensive and pricey, but they make a lot of good ones for that. That's kind of in between. But the way I feel, if you're going to go with a 40 Smith & Wesson, you might as well go to 45 ACP. You can run some premium Hydroshocks, or they got the same thing, fragmenting bullets for that. They have like a lot of hollow point ammunition for that. But probably 45 would be the biggest. If you go into like a Desert Eagle 50 caliber, I think that's way too big. It's kind of overkill for a home defense weapon. The second thing you're going to want to decide on a home defense weapon: capacity. How many rounds? If you're going to get an automatic, you might as well get the one with the most possible rounds you can get and have an extra clip. Like I say, automatics are a little bit more prone to failure. They're finicky. You got to keep them in shape. You should fire with them. Make sure all your springs and everything is oiled up and your gun is all ready to go. Magazines especially can have problems. I'd always keep one in the chamber, because in this way at least you'll be able to get one fire off. Because if you're going to rack the slide in an emergency situation, you can misfeed it and then you'll have none. So I would always have one in the chamber. You can leave your safety on. I prefer double action automatics, because it's just like a revolver almost, rather than cocked and locked. But that's strictly up to you. There's a lot of good ones. There's that X9, which is holds 17 rounds. It's fully double action. You can carry it cocked and locked with the safety on, like a 1911. It's got a decocker in it. Same thing with the F&P 45 Tactical. There's probably some other models out there. It doesn't have to be a tactical that have those kind of features. But I like the double action feature on all of them, so I don't have to, you know, pull a slide back to load a round. In an emergency situation, it's not always good. Even a seasoned professional can slip, it can jam. So always have that round in there, ready to go, you know, if you have a home defense weapon or gun. Another thing you're going to want to think about, lights. The nice thing with automatics, you can add rails where you can add lights on them. And these lights are great, because the light would, you know, you can have a little tactical light on there on the rail of your gun, and that would illuminate the area. Then you have one hand free. Usually revolvers, you're kind of stuck because they don't have the tactical light. And what you're going to end up doing is have to hold a flashlight. So now both of your hands are kind of tied up. Granted, you can maybe get a laser for it and give you a little light, but a bright laser would give you some light on a revolver. But those are things you got to decide. But on like I say, an automatic, you can get a nice tactical light on it. They have night sights. You can get them relatively high capacity. So those are for a defensive weapon for your house, for an automatic, are the main things you're going to probably want to decide. Size doesn't really matter as much in a home defense weapon or home defense gun because you're not going to be carrying it around. I would probably tend to go for something a little bit bigger, high capacity, with a nice tactical light. Minimum, I would say, of 100 lumens. Viridian makes a real nice C5L, which is a little over, I think it's about 110 lumens. Has a little green laser in it. You can adjust it for flashing or strobe. You can get that light for probably about $250, between 180 and 270. Depends if you get a used one. It mounts on 99% of the rails on all guns, the automatics. That's a nice little item. They do have a magnetized holster. You can keep it in the holster, and when you pull it out, it'll automatically go on. But I tend to like to turn it on myself. It's an ambidextrous switch on the left and the right of the laser that turns the light and the laser on depending on how you want it. So looking to Viridian. I've got a few reviews on my channel on that particular item. But automatics definitely, they have their place in a home defense gun. But of course, we're just talking about automatics. We're not going to really get into revolvers right now, pluses and minuses of them. I have some other drive-by videos talking about that. But automatic, it's going to really decide on you. But I would have to say the most common are the 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 45 ACP. I'd probably stay away from 357 SIG. That cartridge is a little expensive. I don't think you get that much out of it because you lose a lot of the force of that bullet from the slide going back and all the gases that use it to rack it back. Ideally, it's a 45 ACP with a low recoil bullet in it. That's a nice hollow point, low recoil. It would be the best. I would say second best is 9mm with a good high capacity, low recoil bullet. 40's in there, but if you're going to go 40, you might as well go 45. That's the way I look. Probably it would be good to have two automatics, have a 9mm and have a 45. If you had both of those guns, the nice thing about that, you have a nice 9mm, which is low cost for ammunition. You can go out and shoot. It's high capacity. They make some really good 9mm bullets, but that's all you really need. Myself, for my EDC, for my carry, I did have a car PM45. I don't carry PM45 anymore. Now I carry the Smith & Wesson 640, which is a 357 Magnum gun. I pretty much carry that. So, but I just wanted to let you know, them are some of the pluses and minuses on them. Handgun, like I say, for an automatic in a home defense scenario, I would say plus is capacity, plus is the rail, the lights, how many shots you can do on it. Negative minuses would be jamming, having to rack the slide on the first round, possibility of failure to feeds, weak springs, bad magazines, just overall quality issues on the gun. Any home defense gun that you're going to have, I would recommend before you even use it as a home defense gun, you put minimum of 500 rounds through it, and then you're going to probably want to at least fire it, I would say, once a week, or depending on how much money you have for ammunition and what caliber it is. I would probably fire it at least twice a month. You want to be accurate with it. Hitting a body. If somebody's coming to your house, that's a big target, so it's probably not that hard to hit. But I would definitely have a tactical light on it, some type. even if it's a 20 lumen. You know, something's better than nothing. You can get plenty of cheap ones for $20, $30 at Walmart that'll mount on the bottom rail. You can get the expensive ones. It depends on you how bright you want one and how much your pocketbook can afford. Yeah, don't forget, guys, look into the high points. High points are good guns too. They're not that bad. High points, you can get a nice 45 caliber high point probably for like $225. You can get 380s and 9mm probably for well under $200. It just depends on you. They have a lifetime guarantee. They're a little bulky, but for a home defense gun, you know, that is probably a doable scenario. I'm not sure if they have rails on them. I can't remember. But like I say, that's just, you'll have to look into that. Those are cheap ones. It's even just for throwaway guns, just to keep and hide somewhere. For a backup gun, they're worth it. But like I say, with the same thing, practice, shoot them. Make sure that you get out there in the range with them, and you're fairly accurate. You don't have to be, you know, wide up and be, you know, 10 bullseyes and 10. Just be accurate enough to hit the silhouette. I would say, you know, probably okay at 7 yards. If you can do pretty good at 7 yards, I think you're set. Most of your close combats is not going to happen. I don't think much more than 7 yards in the house. You know, some people say out to 21 yards, but that's 45 feet. That's pretty far. So, I mean, you could practice for that and do serious shooting at 7 yards. Practice your sights out to 15 yards or something like that. You know, I don't think you want to go 21 yards or anything like that. That's well over 50 feet. I would say 7 yards and 21 yards. Actually, I'm sorry, 7 yards and 15 yards is more than enough for practicing and to be able accurate with the gun. But that's the bottom line. You've just, as long as you're accurate and you practice with it, and you're going to want to at least, you know, hit the target. A perfect thing that is to use, you get some 10-inch pie plates at like a Walmart or whatever, and you put a red dot in the middle of them, and put those out to 7 and 15 yards at the range, or you know, wherever you're going to shoot it, and you know, see how you can do it. See if you can keep that bullet within the 6-inch, because a 10-inch pie plate has a few inch border where the ribs are. So you want to keep it within the 6-inch, and score yourself how many hits you get within the 6-inch center. You know, on the outside, yeah, but you know, that's what you want to get, a 10-inch pie plate, and any of your hits within the 6-inch would count. So do that, like do 10, 10, 10. 10 on each one, and count them up and see. And if you're hitting consistently 8 or 9, you're pretty good. If you get everything within the 10, then you're pretty good. You're pretty much gonna, you know, hit anything that you're gonna shoot at. But for accuracy, you want to be within the 6-inch diameter on that pie plate. But you get a 10-inch one, like I say, just get a little fluorescent paint, put a red dot in the middle of it, and you can go out to the range and shoot those all day long. No sense in spending money on targets and stuff. It's an easier way to do it. I'm gonna do a quick video and show you there how I do it. How I make up some just 10-inch pie plate targets for practicing, and that's what they do for your NRA certification. They use 10-inch pie plates. You've got to get it within the 6-inch diameter, and there's so many groups within like 3 inches or 4 inches you got to get, and they give you a score for 3 points on each hit you get. So that's what they use. It's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. And that will tell you a lot about your accuracy on your gun that you're shooting. So guys, thanks for watching the video and listening to me, you know, my rants and my raves. If you got anything to add in there about automatics for home defense, what do you think's best, and why do you think it's best? You know, give me some specifications. Reliability, accuracy, you know, cost of ammunition. You know, why would you use that for a home defense? Now, we're only talking about automatic home defense weapon. We're not talking about daily carries. We're not talking about anything like that. It's strictly what would you use for a home defense gun in your home to defend yourself, your loved ones, your cats, your possessions, your dogs, your wife, yourself, your kids, everything. So just food for thought. I'd like to hear your reviews. I like to hear your ideas, because that helps me decide better on what gun that I would want. And you know, you guys have a lot more experience probably than me in guns. You're in the real world, so let me know And thanks for looking at this drive-by here. And as we see, we have a Porsche SUV right in front of us in the great state of Florida. So take it easy, guys, and have a nice day. And thanks for watching my drive-by. And it is 76 degrees at 3:19 in Florida right now. Take it easy, guys, and it's sunny. Bye.